Hello Rams and welcome to Ramlife on CTV.
We've got a great show for you today with looks into Oktoberfest, local restaurants, and of course, our jokes in the news.
This Friday there will be an event held in downtown Fort Collins. That's called the Downtown Hidden Space Series. There will be live music, free beer, and special food, as well as an interactive 3D model. This mural, created by PETA, combines art and science to create an immersive piece of art. This event will be Friday at 5 p.m. in the old Firehouse Alley.
If that's not to your speed, there's plenty of more events to keep you entertained and help you put off that Monday morning homework. This Friday, Old Town Fort Collins is having their monthly foodie walk. Saturday, you can get up in the morning and head to Oak Street for the Larimer County Farmers Market, and then head to Old Town for Oktoberfest that afternoon. We'll have more information on that, as well as more ways to celebrate Oktoberfest right after this break.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Welcome back, Rams. It may not be October yet, but Oktoberfest is in full swing here in Fort Collins. That's why we got together to show you how to prepare for your celebrations. Hi Rams, sorry.
Hey Rams, I'm Justin.
I'm Alexa. So today we are gonna make pretzels. I'm so excited.
Me too.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna go ahead and go through the ingredients. We have butter, and then we have brown sugar, and all natural yeast, and sea salt, normal salt, baking soda, and flour.
Ooh, the flour's already ready. Did you see that?
Yeah, it's like.
I'm ready to eat, actually. Are you?
I
know we have
starving.
to cook.
Honestly, I haven't eaten in a while, so
well,
I'm
this
starving.
is going to be a great brunch, I guess, for us.
Yeah.
All right, so whisk the yeast into warm water. Allow it to sit for 1 minute. Whisk in, that's the yeast, yep. Just go ahead and pour that bad boy in there.
Hopefully.
Whisk it for about a minute. It smells like Cheerios, actually.
Yeah, I was like
What?
trying to figure out what that smelled like.
Just whisk it up and then put in the salt, brown sugar, and then melted butter.
All right, do you wanna?
Sure.
Do I keep stirring?
I think so.
All right, let's go.
What is a teaspoon?
I think it's the blue one.
We're professionals, by the way.
I should still
Don't
be
feel.
mixing
Yeah.
that.
I think.
stopped.
I think you're pretty good at the mixing. I think it should be fine. But
Honestly, this is a workout. My
Yeah.
hand's gonna be sore tomorrow.
Dude, that's good. I should start. I've wanted to go to the gym, but that hasn't been working out. But baking sounds like the right idea. So I'm just gonna
Food. You eat food.
That looks like good.
Yeah.
We're gonna dump it in there. All right, so whisk that up. The next step is melted butter. Butter that's melted. What? Okay. Now this is, I think, where it's gonna be like crazy because it's 3 cups and this is just 1. So
Yeah.
let's
All right, 1 down.
1 down.
It's annoying, but like I get it all the time now. So. You might need to add some flour.
Oh gosh. All right, so now that we have our mixer set, all we need to do is It's like around this side instead of like being attached.
Pull the dough off the dough hook.
Like pull it off of this?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's that. You know what?
Am I doing this right? Thanks.
You're welcome.
Definitely needed
It's
that.
Oh, can I just like heck yeah. Do you have any baking sheets over there? You want to use 2 baking sheets with parchment paper to go in the oven with your dough. However, we don't really have any parchment paper,
I
so
came unprepared, unfortunately.
no problem. What you can do is use your flour, douse a little bit on here, and it should be good.
Yeah.
We're just going to put 9 cups of water in this bowl, and then we're going to boil the water.
2.
It's so smooth. Look at that. You see?
Alrighty. How many pretzels should we make?
I don't know. How many can we eat? All of them, but like... Look at that expert craftsmanship. I'm impressed, for real.
I feel like I should do another twist.
Like,
Like that one.
do it.
See how that one turns out. Alright, ready?
Go.
Wait, it's floating.
It's fine. So we just gotta do the sea salt next. Gotta sprinkle that bad boy up all on these pretzels.
Alright. Perfect.
Right.
And we put it for 15 minutes?
12 to 15, so.
Alright. Ooh.
Gorgeous.
Alright, so we finished our final product. I'm so excited to try it. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready? I think you're
Yes.
ready, actually. You're more ready than I am.
I'm like just staring at it.
Do
like,
it.
so
No.
Okay, ready? They're like soft too. Wow, this is amazing.
Look at how, like, I'm gonna just go for it.
Wow.
Is it good?
Yeah. It's amazing.
That's really good.
We did really well.
Look at us.
I know.
Teamwork.
It's like not that hard, but like,
It's the right amount of, like,
yeah.
hard and, like, but it, like, feels like it melts in your mouth. So good.
Awesome.
So these are our Oktoberfest pretzels. You can make them however you feel. Just Google Oktoberfest pretzels or pretzels in general. This took about 45 minutes, right?
Yeah, it's pretty easy to make.
Easy.
Like, usually takes like 2 to 3 hours. So simple and
Very
they're
efficient.
delicious.
Delicious,
Yeah.
very quick. If you wanted to make them for parties or even just for your roommates or yourself, you know, you never know.
So
But,
thanks for tuning in.
thanks.
Cheers.
You know, the weirdest thing happened. I took those pretzels home with me and I put them on the counter. The next day, they were gone.
Honestly, that would happen in my household too. Those pretzels were amazing.
They were really good.
They were so good.
If you're not into the mood to make your own, if you're not in the mood to make your own Oktoberfest treats, you can always attend those around town. Our reporter, Lubo Krive, got the sneak peek of a local event being put on by Odell's Brewing Company.
As summer winds down, people tend to do so as well. And what better way to unwind than with a stein of craft beer and some polka music? With well over 20 breweries just in Fort Collins, you really have to try hard to miss out on Oktoberfest. Some people make it a special occasion.
For Oktoberfest, definitely, yeah.
We lived in Germany the last 3 years, so the last 3 years of fall and spring fests we attended, we have another excuse to break these bad boys out.
This festival traces its roots back to a wedding celebration for Bavarian royalty back in the 1800s. That is, before hearty food and beer became a staple and it took the world by storm. Nowadays, what's left of the traditional fanfare mostly has to do with appreciating delicious brats, pretzels, and brews. Here at the Odell Brewing Company, the organizers have figured out the recipe.
In Germany, they traditionally have Oktoberfest in the second or third week of the month. dark and miss the boat. So we always kind of plan ours to kind of take advantage of the weather, so we still have our big beautiful patio open for a celebration like this, but also closer to that fall time when people are kind of craving those malty and caramely beers like our Oktoberfest.
Alongside Odell, many other breweries, taverns, and businesses in Fort Collins are hosting their own spin on Oktoberfest. Odds are there's something similar happening right next door, so go out and explore.
If you're looking for future events, this Saturday, Oktoberfest will be held in Old Town Fort Collins. Head over and enjoy music, beer, and other festivities starting at 1 and lasting until the night.
Don't go away, Rams. After the break, we will help you plan your weekend with movie reviews and a look into a local restaurant. Stay tuned.
Okay, so we drowned the fire, stirred it, drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. Already posted it.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course.
Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
Welcome back from the break, Rams. With so many movies coming to theaters this fall, it's hard to pick only 2 to review for tonight's show. But don't worry, as I've got the 4-on-1 on all things movie. I'm here to tell you which films are toots and which ones are boots. So let's get started. It seems like the Losers Club can't stay away from Derry for too long. 27 years after its defeat, Pennywise makes his grand return to terrorize the quiet town of Derry, and it's up to the losers to save the day. Based off the novel by Stephen King, the sequel to the critically acclaimed It Chapter 1 comes full circle in It Chapter 2. The atmosphere and visuals are nothing to scoff at, as the town of Derry is beautifully rendered for our viewing pleasure. Chapter 2 has a plethora of acting talent that does a good job at fitting into their respective roles from Chapter 1, especially Bill Hader, who offers one of his best performances to date. Which is why it disappoints me to say how underutilized Bill Skarsgård's Pennywise is in the sequel. Chapter 1 gave Skarsgård enough room to flex his acting prowess, but does little to further highlight that in Part 2. However, the film is at its best when Pennywise shapeshifts into unfathomably grotesque monsters to torment the adult Losers Club, which, not gonna lie, can sometimes get a little hilarious. I had to remind myself that I was in a horror movie while laughing at some of the more out there scenes. Pennywise is back, but don't expect too many laughs. This film is rated R and tackles many tough issues with sophisticated grace, like homophobia, childhood fears, and realizing one's true self. It Chapter 2 gets a light toot from me. Now, if you're looking for something with a little more spring in its step and less gore, then look no further than Hustlers. Hustlers is about Destiny, a stripper looking to make ends meet when she meets Ramona, the club's top money earner. Ramona shows Destiny the ropes on wealthy Wall Street execs who frequent the club, but when the 2008 recession hits, these gal pals decide to take matters into their own hands. Hustlers is gorgeously shot and offers excellent performances from Constance Wu and Jennifer Lopez, who downright steal the show. Each sequence is fast-paced, giving you a taste of the nightlife. The contrast between classical piano arrangements with the drama of the film is a compelling contrast that stayed with me after leaving the theater. This movie is confident in its message and isn't afraid to bear it all. In fact, I strongly suggest not seeing this movie on date night unless you and your partner are into that sort of thing, which, hey, no judgments here. The only complaint that I have is the celebrity cameo made in the first part of the film. No spoilers, but it felt like J-Lo asked for a friend for a favor and really took me out of the story. Maybe had the celebrity cameo been someone more, I don't know, relevant to pop culture, but it's only a minor complaint for 5 minutes of screen time. Hustlers offers a compelling story that audiences don't get to see much of, and it gets a big toot from me. If you manage to find some time in your busy schedule, I suggest catching both these films on Discount Tuesdays at your local theater. But don't go anywhere just yet. We've got more Ramlife Entertainment coming right up.
Movies may be the perfect weekend activity, but you're still going to need to eat. And if you're looking for a new restaurant to try, I know just the place. A new and improved version of the Kitchen restaurant is now open in Old Town Fort Collins and is waiting for you Rams to stop on by.
Kimball Musk and Hugo Matheson created this restaurant. The first one was in Boulder. We have since expanded to several other locations, most recently here in Fort Collins. We actually had a lot of success with the Kitchen. Obviously, we're still the same company, but we wanted something a little bit newer. And Fort Collins has loved us, and so we wanted to kind of switch things up and do something a little different. And so far, the outcome has been 100% positive. We've gotten a lot of community support.
The Next Door Eatery, located on the corner of College Avenue and Mountain Avenue, is not just your typical American restaurant.
Our target audience would be anyone and everyone. I say that because, college kids and college students that are living on a budget can definitely afford to dine out here. Also, if you have allergy, if you have a soy allergy, gluten allergy, if you look at our menu and the way it's explained on it, we can hit all of those allergies for you. However, if you want something a little bit more high-end, we do offer a salmon plate. We also have a lot of NA fun drinks.
There are so many different food options to choose from.
So I kind of started off cooking for people with heavy and severe allergens. So that helps a lot in our day-to-day activities, just kind of routine, or like I've been conditioned to kind of watch for some things already. Really just the way we set everything up from our fryers. We have 3 different fryers, and they're all very specific on what goes in there. So like we're not switching those between, there's dividers between all 3 of them. So that really helps cut down on any like gluten allergies or even shellfish allergies we're able to manage and kind of work with.
If you're living on a budget and think you can't afford the main menu, go for the happy hour and you will get the same experience.
Cool about us is that we have a happy hour 7 days a week from 3 to 6 p.m. So including Saturday and Sunday for $5 or less. So, I mean, if you really aren't a budget, you could come here and get a good meal for under $10, especially at the happy hour time.
If you're hungry in Old Town this weekend, Next Door Eatery could be the best place to check out.
The internet hosts a variety of content for all sorts of people. From political debates to the different versions of the woman yelling at a cat meme, there's plenty of content out there to whet your appetite. Though I feel it's time for some mental stimulation to mix into your daily memeage. Hi, I'm Justin, and welcome to Chili's. Over the past decade, social media has made it easier for us to communicate with each other on online spaces. This removes an invisible wall of social anxiety that commonly can be experienced when interacting face-to-face. Experiences may vary, but it's not far off to say that you've had negative interactions online, especially ones that devolve into screaming matches with over 10 exclamation points. For emphasis. With that, one of the largest platforms of analysis and evaluation is online media criticism. Online media criticism comes in the form of review aggregate websites to published articles to video essays on YouTube. With traditional news and entertainment journalism abiding by a set code of morals and ethics, it's easy for anyone to post content and talk about the media that they consume without the restrictions that traditional journalism has in place. Also, just to be clear, everyone's entitled to their own opinion about the media that they consume. I'm also not trying to say that you have to be an expert in the entertainment industry just to be able to critique something. The beautiful thing about social media and the internet is we're allowed to talk to each other in this space about things that we like and dislike. Today, I'm going to talk about bad faith media criticism and how it's influencing content made today. While media criticism is a growing platform for anyone to talk about their favorite cartoons or least favorite movies on video sharing sites such as YouTube, not all criticism published online is informative and critical about the media being critiqued. Bad faith media criticism consists of, but is not limited to, extremely nitpicky film reviews that tear into the most inconsequential plot holes without analyzing how it fits into the grander narrative, or uses satire incorrectly to hide personal pre-established biases one can have about media. Instead of explaining to the audience in a constructive way why something sucks, these specific channels frame their opinion as objective truth. The argument's not, I don't like Star Wars for these reasons. The argument becomes, Star Wars is objectively terrible, and here's why. This type of criticism quickly devolves from trying to be constructive about a work of art to trying to definitively destroy something. You may be able to back up your claims with evidence, But if your reviews are solely meant to tear down a piece of media instead of offering any real analysis, you're not positively contributing to media criticism and nothing useful is learned. By not thinking of better ways to improve something, your opinions run the risk of coming off as disingenuous, contributing to the real danger of framing opinion as fact. While movie reviews are essentially opinion pieces, there's more credibility with being more constructive about the things you want to critique. Many movie review channels that promote comedy and satire that aren't meant to be taken seriously have merits toward being more entertaining. What's worrying is more of these type of analysis videos without constructive arguments are popping up online. That's not to say you can't be critical without being comedic and satirical. In fact, having a comedic spin to your content can enhance the central message you're trying to impart. However, channels whose main goal is to totally trash a piece of work without opening a dialogue for conversation aren't very useful. There's less accountability held for the content creators and messages that aim to ridicule and belittle media and its creators. This type of content where an angry person yells for 10 minutes is a niche on YouTube that is growing with the amount of different video essays being uploaded today. This can be especially harmful for children and young people that aren't aware that your video is meant to be comedic or satirical, as they're more impressionable and take your opinions as factual evidence. This in turn translates into how we interact with other people, where the true meaning of what we want to say can sometimes get misconstrued with other people's arguments. Overall, the internet is a great tool for us to sound off on things we like and don't like. Making knowledge more accessible fosters conversation and mental stimulation that affect our everyday interactions and lives. However, the internet is also a harmful tool for spreading misinformation on unsuspecting audiences when you act authoritative enough to be taken seriously. Using your personal opinion as truth can morph into bad faith media criticism when the content you make devolves from constructively criticizing something to actively attacking it. Being mad all the time is draining, and using that energy towards something more constructive helps more than it hinders. The next time you want to post outrage on Facebook, make sure to take a breath, and maybe a breath mint.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
Welcome back from the break. We're almost done with tonight's show, but before we end, we have to have our, give our jokes in the news.
Of course. All right, CSU played CU in Rocky Mountain Showdown a couple weeks ago. This will be the last Rocky Mountain Showdown at Mile High Stadium, as the rivalry is set to play here at CSU's Canvas Stadium next year. Those in charge of the decision say that the reason for this move is that CSU is tired of the Undie Run being the only event that trashes CSU's campus.
This is our first show of the school year, which means it's the first time we've had to talk about the start of the school. And let us level with you, it sucks. Nobody's excited for summer to be over, but it eventually had to happen. And let's look on the bright side. Now you can get your fix of frats on the plaza blasting music, professors with office hours during one of your other classes, and your daily bicyclists almost colliding with the pedestrian in the bike lane.
Oktoberfest is this weekend, so people who are getting tired of getting drunk indoors at night, you can now get drunk outdoors during the day.
We'd like to take a break from our jokes to express our deepest condolences with Starbucks employees. Sorority Rush was over the weekend, and they crammed the streets, sidewalks, and pumpkin spice dispensers. For those who made it out with their sanity, bless you. Don't you agree, Alexa?
Okay, you two know I'm in a sorority, right?
Well, that's all the time we have for Ramlife. Stay tuned for Thursday news tomorrow on CTV.